Why forward a farce? Now that takes us to a farce in full effect. Flying Ted Cruz. He's been totally shamed, exposed for going full Trump. That means lying about leaving Texas for Mexico to avoid the cold and avoid his duty to the Texans he serves, and then denying what he obviously did, despite tonight being outed by his wife.
What is going on here? You have the brother of the COVID tyrant of New York going on TV calling out Ted Cruz. Now, I understand. Look, I don't care what my job is. I don't care what money's on the table. I don't care about any of that. I would never publicly criticize one of my brothers, one of my family members. So I actually can handle that. Okay, I can. But I don't think anybody who's watching Chris Cuomo can come away from this thinking anything other than, okay, so this guy is going to make a big deal. He's going to do the whole pearl clutching and performative outrage over Ted Cruz going on a family getaway to Cancun. And yet he's not going to talk about the fact, and I understand why, but it does affect the credibility of him as a newsman, that his brother was the worst COVID disaster in terms of leadership in the entire country of the last 12 months. No question. The guy that he was having on for like a variety show, and they had the big, the big thing to put in the nostril or whatever. Remember that? It was all ha-ha. This is while COVID was killing thousands and thousands of people in New York. And this is one of the constructs the left would always deploy. If you started talking about something while Trump was in office, you started talking about anything that they didn't want to talk about or they didn't like, it was, oh, you're gonna discuss, how Trump got a hole-in-one on the golf course while people are dying of COVID. That was always the construct. Right? The same thing that CNN would do, which is the big, blasting the number of deaths on the screen every day for COVID. And then when Biden comes into office, we can settle that down a little bit. I think they've had it back sometimes here and there, but it's not the same. I mean, they really were trying to make it seem like we were living through the movie 28 Days Later. I don't know if you've seen that, but just terrify everybody. We're living through a horror film because of Donald Trump. And here's what I'm not going to let this go. There is nothing that Joe Biden has done that has made anything better. There's not a single decision you can point to with regard to COVID. Remember the 100 days of masking? We're going to have 100 days of masking, and I'm going to do it. We're going to mask for 100 days. That's putting on a mask, no joke. For not 10 days, not 50, 100 days of masking. Good old Joe Biden's going to do. We're going to listen to science for 100 days. I don't know what we're going to listen to on the 101st day. Something else. Maybe a nice jazz tune. I don't know. Nothing he has done since becoming president can you point to and say, oh, wow, that really has made things better. They've really improved. They've really made us safer. No, in fact, if anything, you can look at it and say that they are always having to lower the bar. They're always having to convince people that they're doing a better job than they did, right? Or they're doing a better job than they are. They're in the perception management game, not the stopping COVID game. Look, the experts, they don't want you to think about this. They don't want you to come to the very obvious conclusion. The people who told you that putting us all through misery, all this anxiety, all this stuff, the people who told you that was going to save a lot of lives lied, and they were wrong. That's it. Lockdowns failed. Not just me saying it now. It's Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. It's people who have seen the numbers, who have had to make the big decisions. Lockdowns failed. Failed. Now, they can argue until they're blue in the face on the lockdowner side about how, the numbers would have been so much higher. Yeah. Look around at what's gone on. Look at different states. Look at the timelines, mask mandate, business closures. How did it make any difference whatsoever? We had months and months and months of lead time with all kinds of social distancing and mitigation, everything in place. And then we just had, right on schedule, an explosion of cases during the winter season, as was always the concern. And now here we are, 70% you got new cases down, 70% the last month. It's going away. It's going away. It's not gone. We're not safe and all that stuff, right? I'm not saying that this is no longer a concern, but it is. I mean, if something drops 70% and keeps going down and down and down, isn't it accurate to say it's going away? I don't know how long, but now we have to have the fight with them about we need to go back to normal life. No more masking, no more social distancing. We need to have an agreement as a society. Enough is enough. We are going to live our lives again. We're going to be normal human beings again. We're not going to let these abject morons who have been in charge for so long and who have been terrifying everybody and who get everything wrong. Fauci's the best example, but there are thousands of them across the country. We're not going to let them continue to just be in a constant state of panic and fear and, oh, my God. No. We want our lives back. Enough. Little petty totalitarians running around should be ashamed of what they've done to this country, ashamed of how wrong they've been. You know, I haven't gotten any, and not a single apology from all the people who said, you just want the children to die in schools. You're undermining masking by saying they're going to double mask. These are all things people come at me with. No, I was just right.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.